You're about to meet a man who barely survived a shark attack and is now an inspiration to all of us. 3 years ago, Paul de Gelder was with the Australian Navy, part of an elite dive team, on a dive to test new counterterrorism hardware, and then he was suddenly attacked by a bull shark.
He lost his forearm and his right leg, and his recovery, though, now is nothing short of amazing. Just 3 months later, Paul was back in the water. He's written about his experience in No Time for Fear, and Paul de Gelder joins us this morning. Sir, good to see you.
Great to see you.
It's nice to be here.
Thanks for being here. Take us back to that day and tell me what happened.
It was a February day, so in Australia it's just the end of summer. It wasn't really a hot day, it was a bit overcast. Sydney Harbour's quite murky in the water, and I was just basically swimming on my back, kicking my legs in a 1 mil wetsuit. I looked over my left shoulder to make sure I was going in the right direction, and before I even looked back, I just felt this big whack in my leg and didn't really think too much of it. I looked down straight into the eyes of a big bull shark that was attached to me.
So you knew it was a shark like 5 seconds into it?
Yeah, pretty much. It didn't strike me as a shark attack instantly because it didn't hurt. I didn't think, you know...
It didn't hurt?
It didn't hurt. I didn't feel the teeth go in. It was just a bit of a shock. I felt the whack in the leg, and I looked down thinking that maybe the guys in the boat got a little bit too close. And then I looked down and was shocked to see this massive shark's head attached to me.
And you saw your hand was gone.
Well, actually, I didn't initially. My panic systems kicked in, and I went to jab the shark in the eyeball with my hand. But
that wouldn't be most people's reaction, by the way.
Well, I've seen Discovery Channel. We've got Crocodile Hunter. But when I did try to go for the eyeball, I couldn't move my hand, and I looked down and I could see the row of teeth all across my wrist, all the way down my leg. So I thought, okay, that's not going to work, and decided to go with my left hand. But I couldn't reach the eyeball with that hand, so I tried to push it off, and that did nothing. So I cocked my arm back and punched it in the nose, and that did nothing also.
How long was he locked onto you for?
For me, it felt like about 5 minutes, but there is video footage of the shark attack, and I think it only went for about 5 to 10 seconds.
Did you ever think, I'm not going to make it through this?
There was probably 3 instances that day where I definitely did not think I was going to live. The first one being underwater with the shark shaking me around. I couldn't breathe. I'd run out of air from yelling, and I thought that I was going to die just then and there. And then the swim back to the safety boat, I figured, that's it, I'm never going to make it to the boat. And then on the way to the hospital in the ambulance, when I started having respiratory problems, once again, I thought that was it.
We were just looking at that video. It's unbelievable to watch that, what was happening to you at that moment. Talk about the recovery then. What happened in the next few months ahead?
The first major incident that happened was the doctor came to me and they said, look, it's up to you, but we think you may have to lose your leg. So that was a huge impact to me, thinking that, you know, I've kept my leg for a week and now I'm going to see it taken off.
And you have to make the choice,
I did.
By the way.
Yeah, the doctor came to me, he gave me all the information involved and said, it's up to you. You can keep it and your life will suffer, or you can remove it and we can probably have you walking and running on a prosthetic leg. My first instinct, being high on morphine, was take it and turn me into a Terminator. Probably not too far off it, but yeah, that was the first of many major decisions I had to make to improve my quality of life.
And what allows you to get back in the water 3 months later? What is it from inside of you that lets you do that?
It's a deep love of being in the water. For me, I don't think you can get any closer to being an actual part of nature than being completely submerged in the ocean. It's relaxing, it alleviates stresses and fears, and you feel relaxed, and it can wash away a lot of the stresses that are impacted on you throughout your life.
Paul de Gelder, incredible
Amazing
story.
Thank you
for sharing it with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Best wishes.